Kai, it's been almost 2 years since we've last spoke. It's good to have you back on the program. It's a very different environment than when you last joined us. Flights are more expensive. Jet fuel is there's shortage of jet fuel in parts of the world. Here in the US, gas is more expensive. How is your business right now?
Our business is strong. I mean, intercity bus is the most cost-effective option by far. I mean, if you just look at New York City and DC distance, and people can travel on bus as a fraction of the railways or airlines cost. Budget clearly matters. And fuel increase also drive shift demand historically from personal cars to intercity bus. And that's what we're seeing it right now.
You know, it's interesting. I have a daughter who is up in Boston and who has taken Amtrak several times, but she's also increasingly taking the bus. It's less expensive. I think maybe less delays she's seen. But it's interesting. And I think she was a little bit surprised how much she liked taking a bus.
That's spot on. I mean, what we see is Generation Z are less likely to have a driving license. They like their comfort and convenience. And spot on, reliability plays an important part of the equation right now. And we have increased our reliability massively. I mean, 97% of the time, we depart on time, within scheduled time, and 85% we arrive on time. That's second to none and way better than airlines and railways. So what we see is a continued increase in the number of passengers on our buses year after year.
I'm wondering about the split between Flixbus in the US and Greyhound, and sort of how you position those two brands and how you're positioning the Greyhound brand, which is seen, I think, by a lot of people as a real legacy brand in an environment where there are some newer upstarts. I
mean, though Flixbus and Greyhound are two very strong brands for us. Approximately more than 40% of our business is in Flixbus, and more than 50% is in Greyhound. And what we do mostly is Flixbus really strong in the East Coast and the West Coast, shorter distances, and where Greyhound comes in, it connects multiple states together and becomes the pipe for the long distance travel.
Tell us a little bit about the demand that you're seeing. I mean, has it increased year over year? What moves the needle? And I know some of what we've been thinking about here in the newsroom is like when you saw the Spirit shut down, did you guys see an uptick in business?
Oh, yes, significant increase in demand with the Spirit shutdown. We saw over that weekend more than 30% increase in ridership on overlapping lines. I think we have more than 120 overlapping lines with Spirit. So that was an opportunity for many travelers to experience a reliable and comfortable service. So intercity bus is clearly a strong alternative when there is a kind of disruption with the airports, airways, airlines, or railways, or especially when there's a peak travel period. We are a very strong alternative to them.
What's the sweet spot, though, for somebody who makes the choice, okay, I'm not going to fly, I'm actually going to take a bus instead? It works for something like New York to Washington or New York to Boston, for example. It doesn't work for New York to California.
It depends what you're looking for in that instance. I mean, if our strongest competition is when it comes to the travel time is up to 12 hours. So that's where we're really strong versus alternative modes of transport.
So what does that look like in the US in terms of city to city?
I mean, that covers the vast majority of Northeast lines, A2Bs, all the city pairs mostly. It covers also multiple, I mean, if you look at the Southeast, we cover majority of cities there. If you want to move from one region to another and you have the time, then what we offer is reliable service, clearly on-time performance is stellar. And the second one is comfortable service. Your first-class seat, you rest and relaxed, and you've got Wi-Fi all the way through, a strong Wi-Fi network. And on the way, you can see and enjoy the United States, the beautiful scenery where possible.
Kai, coming into you, we really were kind of surprised. Our producer, Cece, who fell into your TikTok account and kind of shocked that you guys have 1 million followers. I am curious, tell us about what goes into what you guys program, and has that every time I see the dancing bus, it does make me laugh. What has that done in moving the needle in terms of bringing in younger customers? And I am curious about your, the demographics of who are getting on buses.
I mean, we welcome all walks of life, and we've got everybody from every segment. But you're right. We attract disproportionately young people, Generation Z mostly, coming on our buses and enjoying. And how we attract them, I mean, number one is clearly being on time, reliable service. They want to make sure that they don't have any surprises like they see at the airports, long queues or delays and cancellations. That's number one. Reliability is really important. Connecting more locations. I mean, we connect more than 1,800 stops in this region, and that's far more than airlines as well as railways combined. And not only cities, we reach the rural communities. So it's possible for anybody to hop on a bus and travel all the way to its final destination without changing actually mode of travel. So what happens that with that on our mind, that what we see is we continue to grow lines, add new lines to our network. I mean, just in the course of last 2 months, we added more than 25 lines to our network, new lines, to make sure that our network is growing and we are meeting the demand out there. So the growth is out there for us with the reliable service.
But the demographics, who's getting on the bus? Is it increasingly a younger population? Is it a mixture? Has it really not changed in the last few years?
I mean, one of the bigger segments for us is clearly young segments, students, university students. That's where we attract, but we also attract the retirees who got the time and like to travel on a reliable platform. And some people prefer not to fly. They come to us as well. So all walks of life, we welcome, and we have kind of presence from all walks of life. But you're right, Generation Z and students are one of our biggest segments.
We're speaking with Kai Boysan, Flix North America CEO, joins us from Dallas. Hey, Kai, the areas of innovation for Flixbus and for Greyhound, what are they? You mentioned Wi-Fi. Is it Starlink? I mean, I guess you don't even need Starlink. You could use cellular. But how fast is it? Where can you innovate to continue to attract younger demographics?
I mean, obviously, we work with one of the prominent telecommunications service providers here in the United States, and we're very happy with the service.
So it would be like, that would be like a Verizon, AT&T, a T-Mobile type of company?
Yes, correct. One of those, yes. Okay. And in addition, we also do real-time actually updates to our services, just pre-onboarding, during onboard service, and after offboarding. What is really critical is to make sure that our travelers, our passengers are up to speed as to where we are, when we're going to arrive, if there's any delay. So it's really critical. Our platform enables that massively. And also not only with the passengers, with the bus operator, all coming together, making sure that we provide a seamless experience. I mean, our motto is kind of happy experience, happy rider experience always comes back with incremental actual revenue for us. So we're going the extra mile to make sure that each and everybody is happy with that experience. And that comes with reliability, comfortability, and obviously cost effectiveness. Bringing that all together with many connections will make that difference. And innovation for us is not only kind of once we've got the customer on board and that's done and dusted. No, innovation is a continuous process. We always look out, what are the best search options available? What are the best pairs that we can bring so that we can provide the option to our travelers to travel from, let's say, from a distance, that it needs to actually connect with multiple buses. So it's a continuous operation, and we leverage AI in that way strongly to find the optimal service.
Kai, before you go, we do want to squeeze in, we got about 40 seconds left here. Are you seeing any bookings around the World Cup, especially as we've heard other options are really expensive? Just quickly.
Okay. Yes, we're seeing a strong demand already with the peak. And we know that World Cup is a huge, large-scale event, and it's going to make a difference. Ridership is increasing, early bookings, especially in the Northeast. We cover all 16 cities. So this is a large-scale event, and it's going to put pressure on the infrastructure for cities. And what we do is we increase, where we see an uptick in demand, we increase our schedules. So we help reduce the pressure on the city infrastructure. And we work very collaboratively with the cities and local transit authorities to make sure the fan experience is superb.